Hey everyone, I'm making this video because I'm actually going to be writing an essay pretty soon in my English class about being stealth as a transgender person and if it's helping or harming the transgender community. The reason I wanted to do an essay on this is because, one, it's an argumentative essay. I have to pick a side and argue it. And two, because it's pretty close to home for me. I currently live as a stealth transgender man. And I've been having a lot of issues dealing with it. So I felt like this essay would be a good way to kind of, in my own words, argue points of view on the entire topic. So I have to pick an article, and then I have to put the article in my own words, and then argue it. The article I'm looking at is Monica Roberts. She wrote an article kind of about stealth transgender people and how they're harming the trans community. And then, sorry, I just need to look up the name real quick. Dallas Denny made an article responding to her article. And that's the one I'm mainly focusing on because it had a few points in it that stirred up some emotions for me. And this is because I am more for the side that stealth transgender people are helping the trans community, while she believes they are harming. And the reason she believes they're harming the transgender community, I can completely understand. If you have passing privilege, which is what most stealth transgender people have, you would want, as someone who doesn't pass, you would want someone who does to be openly trans and show that transgender people aren't just crazy in their head or like they're pretending or something. Because if someone is passing very well and they come off as either male or female right away and then say that they're not, they're transgender, well they are, but to society's point of view they're not actually a guy or whatever, not actually a girl. And for someone to see that and like actually experience it, they're like, oh wow, I would have never known, and like all that crap, and you just seem like a normal person. However, if you don't pass, they're just like, what are you talking about? You're obviously a chick, or you're obviously a guy. I don't know. It's trying to use the privilege you have to try and fix society's view on transgender people, basically. And I get that. I totally get that. If I could, I would do that. I would definitely be completely openly trans, wear a shirt that says, hey, I'm trans, and this is what trans looks like, and whatever, and I would fight for the transgender community. However, we aren't just transgender people. We have completely separate lives outside of the fact that we're trans. Like, yes, we are all trans when it comes down to our gender. But for cisgender people, you can be male or female, but that doesn't define who you are. I am trans, but that's not all I am. So because of that, I've chosen to be stealth, because I have other things in my life that I want to focus on that my trans identity might conflict with. And I'm not ashamed of my trans identity. Of course not. I love who I am, and I actively try to shape the way people see transgender people, but without outing myself. I still want to be stealth, and that's for personal safety reasons. And I know that sometimes in these articles they would say, yes, I get it if you do it for personal safety, but even if you do feel like you're in a safe situation, it's okay to feel like you want to be stealth, because I know that whenever someone finds out I'm trans and they've believed otherwise, they thought I was cis before, they immediately start treating me differently. And that's not all that great, because the ultimate goal here is to feel comfortable. And I don't feel comfortable anymore when someone finds out I'm trans and then they start treating me differently from then on out. I miss the way they treated me before, and I kind of wish they didn't know I was trans. I wish I could take it back, you know? But yeah, so that's kind of why I'm advocating for people who want to be stealth, because I know what it feels like when you're trying to be stealth and people want you not to be. One thing that really impacted me, though, in the article I read was Dallas Denny, I believe is her name. She wrote a little part about Brandon Tina. For those of you who aren't familiar with his story, he's from Nebraska, and he was a stealth trans guy. And what ended up happening to him is he had a couple of friends who soon discovered he was a female at birth, and they exposed him to everybody without his permission, and then they proceeded to rape him. And when Brandon went to the authorities to report the rape, the authorities were more concerned with the fact that he was trans and they didn't understand, instead of actually the rape he was reporting. So the two people who raped him weren't charged at all. They weren't detained or anything. And then about a week later, they killed him because he told that he was raped. And that situation was just handled so poorly. And in Dallas Denny's article, she wrote about it, and she elaborated on it by saying the reason all that happened to him was because he was stealth. She basically blamed the fact that he was raped, he was killed, was all because he tried to be stealth, and he shouldn't have done that. And the reason behind her thinking this was that, the attackers felt betrayed when they found out their best dude friend was actually a chick, and so they raped and murdered him. And that's upsetting to read that, because what sane person rapes and murders someone in the first place? Like, yes, deception sucks. It sucks when someone tells you something and it's not actually true, or someone tells you something about themselves, like, hey, I have a yacht, and then you find out they don't. You're like, oh, that was kind of bogus. You should have told me the truth. You don't then proceed to rape that person and kill them because you were deceived. That's not how normal people act. And so I'm definitely using this article in my argument, because there's so many things wrong with the way that she is expressing her views on stealth people. And it's people who choose to be stealth, it was a hard choice for them. It's not like they're doing it to make their lives easier. They have to live every day hearing what people think about them right in front of their face. And it's usually not nice things. And I know I get that. I get people bashing trans people right in front of my face. And then you have to find a way to correct this person's point of view without outing yourself, because then what they just said is now against you, and your safety, it's out the door. And so I want people to stop bashing people who want to choose to be stealth. People have the right to choose to be stealth, and I get it, you have a right to your opinion, but at the same time, the more people who are against stealth people, it will just make people feel worse and worse and worse and worse for their choices. We shouldn't be making people feel worse for their choices. We should be making them feel better and safer, because stealth people are helping the trans community. And the way they're helping is by keeping themselves safe, keeping themselves healthy, and alive, basically. If you're not around to fight for transgender people's rights, then there's no point. So we need to stop bashing stealth people and let them be stealth if they want to be stealth. If they don't want to be stealth, that's fine too. Do what you want, but do what you want. Don't let other people tell you what to do. And that's what I'm basically writing about in my article. So thank you for watching this video. I hope my rant wasn't too much for you. But, yeah.